And today we are sitting down to do interview part two with the Maestro. What's up, Maestro? How you doing?
Great, how's it going?
Pretty good. How's everything over on your neck of the woods?
Pretty good, not too bad. Just
Yeah.
rolling the punches until the everything gets more functional in the world.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, it's kind of it's been hot the last couple of days here in Maryland, and then it just got really windy today, and like pollen's everywhere. It's like it's crazy.
I believe it.
Uh, so I'm sure you've been keeping up with what's going on in the wrestling world with Shad from Crime Time and all that, man. It's
Man,
sad.
I'm praying for him, man. I really for a miracle.
Yeah, he he's definitely a hero, man. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, buts about that. He's
Yeah,
he's the pure definition of a good father. And
that's a good father, good people all around. I've been praying. He's alive and well.
yeah, I've been right there with you, man. I've never got to meet the guy. Um, always wanted to meet him and his tag team partner because they entertained me when I would watch the WWE product.
Right.
And it's just sad, man. Like it does.
Yeah, I hope he turns up.
Yeah, that's yeah. I've been checking every like half an hour on the internet trying to see. But I haven't seen it. It looks like everything's still the same, the whole reports and all. But have you been keeping up with any of the products going on WWE or All Elite Wrestling or any of that stuff?
Much as I can. Yeah, much as I can. In between the many things that I do now, with working from home and training and doing just all the stuff that I do. But yeah, it's very interesting times we live in, and
Yeah.
even on the business end. I mean, with all these empty arena television events we're having, and
Uh-huh. I'm surprised no indie companies have started doing that yet. Just to like, because I mean, I know there's like apps and stuff where you can do like live stream videos and people pay for it. I'm
mhm.
surprised indie companies haven't thought about doing that.
uh, you know, uh, I believe it's just due to the fact that they don't have what the bigger companies do as far as the testing and on the precautions
Right.
that the bigger companies have for the last lot of like a lot of the revenue comes from fan attendance, right? But like you
Right.
said, I mean, you have the age of the internet now with you can pay for streaming, that sort of thing. So I mean, but I just think a lot of it has to do with the fact that as far as the testing goes and everything, the bigger companies are more adapted to it because they can afford the testing
Right.
and all that sort of thing. Well, I mean, at the same token, I mean, they can like do all the precautions that the bigger companies do, and with the wiping down the ring and temperature checks for the performers and the
Right.
athletes before they do the thing. So, I mean, it's a catch-22. I mean, it's just there are some things that you can do, but on the same token, it's harder for an independent company as where it is a bigger company to have matches like we're seeing nowadays. It's crazy times we live in, man.
Right. Yeah. For the last couple weeks, I've been trying to watch the WWE product, and I end up falling asleep through it. Not saying that the matches are bad or anything, but it's it's almost like they're not like, pushing the stars, like, or putting like guys who can work really good and who can get over with the fans. Like they're not even really pushing them. They're like having a job out, like R-Truth. That guy's over. I mean, he's so over with the people, and the people know he can work, and they're having him job to like Bobby Lashley. It's like that's kind of ridiculous.
And, I mean, R-Truth is like always the best part of any WWE programming. I mean, someone told me the other day, it was like, oh, they're jobbing them out, they're killing them off, and all that. I said, bro, let me tell you something. You can never kill off R-Truth. I mean, he's that entertaining. He's like foolproof. I mean, you can do whatever the hell you want to do with R-Truth. You can have him juggle apples. You can have him do this and that, and he'll still get over. That's just, I mean, he's that good. And there ain't many people in the business that can say they're that good. But R-Truth's one of them, and he's always the best part of any program he's on. So that tells you something right there.
What do you think about all the releases that they did, like Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins and all them? I mean,
so much great talent, man. I feel for him, but you know what though? Releases was happening even before the pandemic. You know what I mean? And I mean, I know what it's like, because my contract ran out at one point, and I didn't. And my financial advisors were telling me not to resign, and sure enough, they were right, because next thing you know, the company got took over. So, but people, that's just the nature of the beast. That's with any job, any profession, not just wrestling, but in life. Nothing's guaranteed forever. You get fired, you get furloughed, etc. So, I mean, it happens to the best of us. And during these crazy times, it's tough, because not many companies are doing much right now in the wrestling business. And so, but in same token, I mean, this is nothing new. I mean, people get let go, furloughed all the time. It's just the way things. We have to, even when we have the job security we have to be prepared for that day where, like, get that release, or anything could happen in this crazy business.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, because I was listening to Jim Cornette. I don't know if you listen to his podcast or not.
Oh, yeah.
They were talking about how WWE, I guess, signed Taker to, what was it, an 18-year deal or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they did this like right around the same time period of the whole the let go or whatever. And I'm like, okay, Undertaker's basically calling his last match. You're pushing this whole last ride thing. You're going to keep this guy around who probably is not going to do much in the ring anymore for another 17 years. When you let go guys who were over. I mean, Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder were over. But those guys, they did it on their own. Like, I mean, they were getting over, just by their own little YouTube thing.
But, I mean, look what we're talking about here. I mean, it's The Undertaker. I mean, I'm surprised that he's set there for life, honestly. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, good for him. I mean, good for anybody that gets a good deal, especially in times like these. You know what I mean? It's tough. Like, anybody that secures a good deal with any company, anybody's working, for that matter, not just wrestling, but every business you do. If you've got a job, you're working and making a living, man, God bless you. Good for you, dude. So, I mean, hats off to him, man. And Taker, I mean, I've known Taker forever, man. And he's, if anybody deserves a life contract with a company, it's Undertaker, man. As much as he's helped others in the business, and much he's helped the company, and just the things he's done. I mean, hats off. I'm happy for him, and I just hope he helps the younger generation in the company prosper and become big names as well. So good for them.
Right. Yeah, I mean, when I remember before the Corona thing happened, and like with wrestling, I was like, man, 2020 is going to be the year of pro wrestling. Because, I mean, we had AEW emerge, the NWA was back, MLW was starting to get a really good push. Ring of Honor, of course. New Japan, was coming here to America. And I was like, holy shit, this is like, wrestling was getting great. And then we had the coronavirus come in and just said, nope. Wiped it all.
Yeah. Yeah, 2020 ribbed us all, man. It's nuts. But you know what, though? I mean, once this thing subsides, and I mean, just think of all the greatness we got to look forward to now that W, when you got NWA, Ring of Honor, WWE, got New Japan. They're still hanging in. Matter of fact, New Japan, I mean, they're not doing much, but they're still looking out for their wrestlers. I mean, they're.
That's what I heard. I heard them guys are still getting paid, even though you can't do anything.
Good for them, man. Each company handles what's going on in the world differently, and I respect each company's approach to it. Whether you agree with it or not, you respect their approach because they're still surviving. They're still, hanging in. So, good on them.
Yeah, I just realized this today when I was looking at the calendar, and we're only a few days shy to, unfortunately, the anniversary of Owen Hart's death. And I was asking a couple friends of mine today on Facebook, like, you remember where you were at when Owen died?
Well, I can tell you this much. I saw Brett not long after it happened because I was with him in WCW at the time, and I knew of Owen, and we hung out, do a few shows, and Owen was a good dude, man. He was a really good dude, very approachable, very easygoing, full of humor. And it was just a dark time when that happened because I remember sitting down with Brett and Kurt Hennig, and during that short span of time, I know we lost Owen. Not long with that, lost Rick Rude, and the girl I was going to marry, runner, wrestler named Regina Cage. She passed away from a brain aneurysm. Unfortunately, we're sitting our losses, and through tough times, we kind of brought us together, if you will, more or less. And Owen, man, Owen was such a good dude, and matter of fact, when I was doing my piano entrances from the rafters, and Sting was doing his thing with the crow image, right? And we're the only two people doing that after what happened to Owen, and the only way I would have agreed to do the entrance when it was brought into me was if I had permission Brett to do it. So I asked Brett for permission. Respect the family because if he would have told me no, I'd gone back to this job and tell him no can do, right? But you get his blessing and with it and all that. But there isn't a day that goes by that I remember Owen and missed him very much. He was good and arguably one of the greatest wrestlers of his time, hands down, pound for pound.
Right. Yeah, I definitely concur with you on him being one of the greatest. Like, I mean, you can put him in there in like a top 10, and he'd be like number 3, number 2.
Absolutely. Yeah, one of the very best. And it's if you ever get to watch his matches from Japan and Stampede, just amazing matches he had.
That's the one thing, man. A lot of those guys that worked in Stampede, their matches were awesome over there. You go watch Brett versus Dynamite over in Stampede. Those matches over there, holy shit! And then
Yeah,
Benoit,
incredible.
and then I mean, a lot of those got Bad News Allen. They're like those guys. Like it was something about Stampede. I don't know what it was. Because of course I was born here in the States, so I'm only learning about Stampede through DVDs. But
Right.
it's been something about the arena or that the group of guys. Maybe it had that whole ECW vibe. I don't know. They say
Right.
like the band of brothers, and maybe that's what it was with Stampede. But yeah, them guys over there, man, from Pillman to Benoit, Dynamite, Davey, the Hart brothers, man, them guys were like balls to the wall.
Oh, amazing territory and amazing talent back then. And I love Bad News. Bad News is like one of the true heels of our business, one of the
Mm-hmm.
true villains of our business, hands down. And in the era that you stay true to your persona, and
Mm-hmm.
which we don't see much of these days. You know what I mean? So
Right.
like the Mad Dog for Sean's
Mm-hmm.
and the Sheik, the original Sheik.
Yeah, from Sabu's uncle.
Hmm.
Yeah. That's have you seen MJF, that kid from AEW?
I love that guy. He's such a throwback, man.
I have to say, in the past 15 years, I think he's the best heel we've seen in the past 15 years. I
Oh,
don't think
by far,
I don't think
by
anybody. I
far.
mean,
He's the future of that company.
he is. He I think if he can get that strap, he'll be the modern day Ric Flair over there because he can talk a good game and he can make you hate him.
Yeah, I'm already a big fan of MJF.
Yeah. I like him, and I definitely like and this is going to surprise a lot of people because I love Jim Cornette, but I like Jimmy Havoc.
Jimmy Havoc, yeah.
I think it's because me and him both love Raven. Like, I mean, I thought Raven was amazing. The character, the whole story behind Raven.
I love tagging with Raven, man. Oh my gosh, and wrestling, working with him in like WCW and stuff, and some of his ECW stuff. He did. I thoroughly loved the feud he had with Tommy Dreamer in ECW. Was really good. So, yeah, Raven's class act, dude. He's he's just so he's and full of humor. He's hilarious. Gosh, sometimes I mean he just throws something at you. You just like wow. He starts laughing.
Yeah, I
Did I
love
tell you
the
the story?
stories.
Did I tell you the Raven story? I think I posted recently, right? I'm tagging with him, right? And and I kept throwing they're throwing it back and forth to get with him, and I was wanting to even flow DDT to me, like, and he's like,
Right.
"Why won't you DDT him, man?" And he says, "Because he's too fat. I don't want him to all his body weight to land on top of me and squish me." I'm like dying. Like, too much. You ever hear the story him and Tommy Dreamer did about? They told the story about the jungle gym, bro. They
Uh-uh.
were they were going up the stairs, right? At the high school gymnasium. You had got the jungle gym ropes
Right.
down, right? So Raven climbed up one of the ropes and swung like Tarzan and gave him the form, right? So Tommy Dreamer, he's like, okay, okay, it's my turn, right? So he go grabs the other rope, but he didn't realize the rope he grabs was a lot shorter. So he went to swing, and 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 somehow he landed, or he looked like he just limp wristed Raven in the back, and Raven's like dying laughing.
Wow.
Oh wow! But they hear them tell the story. It's hilarious. Oh gosh, I think
Right.
it's on YouTube.
Yeah, I got to talk to Raven years ago. I was trying to do a charity show years ago, and I just couldn't get nobody to sponsor it or whatever. But I talked to him on the telephone, and we talked for a good hour maybe. And man, because like my character when I when I was in the business, my character was kind of like a tribute to Raven almost. Like I wore the sleeveless T-shirts and the jean shorts, and I did the face paint and was on the dark side of life, and did all the hardcore, which I regret now. But like I said, me and him talked, and I told him all that, man. But he had some stories. Oh my God! But the funny thing is he never badmouthed anybody. Like even guys who are dicks, you could be like, yeah, what about working with this guy? And everybody knows that guy's an asshole. And Raven wouldn't have an ill thing to say about him.
Yeah. Very smart guy. Very intelligent guy.
Raven's the only guy I know will shoot on himself.
Like he
himself down before he puts anybody else down.
Oh, he's great, man. Oh my God. And but like you said, he never has a bad word to say about anybody. You know what I mean?
I love that dude.
Mm-hmm.
He's
I met him, Diamond Dallas Page, and Steve Austin through a really good friend of mine in the business. We're still good friends to this day. Jake Snake Roberts.
Mm-hmm.
Because Jake helped all those guys out. Actually, he helped Raven with Persona, Diamond Dallas, Steve Austin, and a few other guys. So it's kind of unique how we all connected through Jake. You know what I mean? So
right. Yeah. When I was out and about doing shows and stuff through West Virginia and Kentucky and all over, I partied with Jake, and I'll tell you what, that was a memorable night.
I believe it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Next day of the show.
Real, Jake's great, man. He's very real, honest. He's very deep too. I mean, there was times we were talking all night long, legit about not just about the business, but like life, what have you, right? And next thing you know, the sun is coming up, right, in the window. Jake realized we were talking all night. The sun. But he's that deep, man. He's one of those people that you meet sometimes where their brain just never stops working, right? I mean, and thinking, right? He's always thinking about new stuff. I mean, he's just a master psychologist, man. I mean, the dude is smart as any professor out there, or none. And when he's focused and he's on his game, I mean, there's nobody better.
Yeah, that's like we were talking earlier before we went live. We talked about a mutual friend of ours, TJ Phillips. And I remember when I first got into business, man, like TJ was like my teacher. Like even when I was, working matches, like I'd come in the back, man, and TJ would give me like 30 lashes for like everything I did in the ring, from the way I entered the ring to coming out of the ring, coming into the locker room. Like, I remember we were all standing outside smoking. Okay. We all smoked cigarettes. We're all standing out there smoking cigarettes, right? And I spit on the ground because I had loose piece of tobacco on my cigarette filter and it got on my tongue. So I spit on the ground.
Yeah.
And he almost ripped my head off. He was like, dude, don't spit on the fucking ground, you man. We walk around here in our fucking wrestling boots, and that shit gets in the ring, and then I got to lay in somebody's spit. Oh, bro. I was like, oh, my God. Fuck. But, I mean, he talked a lot, man, like with the respect thing. Like, there was an incident I had, I had dirty laundry and stuff, and I was traveling here, there, and anywhere I could get booked. And I was on a show with the Honky Tonk Man and got into it.
Yeah,
because I was wearing a Benoit shirt. This is after the murders and all that, and it was dirty laundry. It was in my bag. I bought the shirt from one of the vendors from another show, and I just wanted to take it home, put it away, just so I could say I have a Benoit shirt, and I stuck it on that day because I was, everything else in my duffel bag was dirty, and he come in, man, and Honky tore me up, man. I was no good motherfuckers and fucking, garbage wrestler. And killer support.
Oh,
I
wow.
mean, he was just tearing me up. So of course I snapped back on him, like fuck
Yeah.
you, you motherfucker. You know. Well, I go see TJ like a week later, and I tell TJ about it. TJ fucking snaps on me again. Man, never disrespect them guys, man. They've been in the business. They're the guys who fucking made you. I'm like, okay, sorry, fuck.
I remember being in the ring with training during my training, right? And I was breaking into business, and Gene Anderson was sitting there at ringside, just telling me what to do and all that sort of thing, and told me to get more aggressive on the guy, right? And I
Right.
remember telling the guy in the ring with his, sorry, brother, but I'm gonna have to tighten up my game because I don't want Gene coming here and stretching my ass.
Yeah, I had a band of brothers I ran around with down there in West Virginia. Big guy they called Wraith, Johnny the Monk, Bulldozer. Oh my God, I did a match with Bulldozer, man, and I thought he stiffed me so many times, but it was a lesson, and I knew that.
Yeah.
I didn't know it as I was getting stiff, but once I got in the locker room, I found out, they were like, look, man, he was doing that for a reason. He wants to make sure this is really what you want to do. This is really where you want to be. And I'm like, I fucking travel all over the fucking place. Of course, this is what I want to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
I ended up suffering a concussion because of Dozer. He threw me into a row of empty chairs, and I caught one of the back pieces for that metal bar. Man, I guess somewhere on the side of my head or something, but man, it knocked me shit simple.
Yeah, I believe it.
I remember leaving there. We went to a bar, me, Johnny Demonic, and a couple other people. And I was taking beers and just dumping them out. Not even drinking, not knowing what the fuck I was doing.
Oh, gosh.
I'm definitely one of them people, I get really, really irritated when people say, oh, well, pro wrestling's fake. And I said, yeah, explain to me how fake it is when I got 14 concussions because of it.
Right.
I got two bad.
Exactly. I remember I was at a bar one time, and I just got clocked a few times with a chair by the Blues Brothers,
Mm-hmm.
Don Harris, right? And they apologized, right? They didn't, because Brian Lee, I was good friends with Brian Lee, right? And Brian Lee's like, man, what the hell are you trying to kill? But, I'm like, I'm not, and I'm one like old school. I don't like to cover up, when taking shots, which probably I should have. So I'm in the bar, right? I'm having the beer bottle. I'm not even drinking the beer. I'm just having it over my head for the lumps in my head, right? And this biker gang is trying to start fight with the boys, right? At the bar. So, and I'm seeing what's going on. I was like, I'm like to help this, right? So I get off the bar. I go right between the biker gang and the boys. I look at the biker gang and says, "Okay, MFers, if you're gonna fight me, go ahead. Don't fight my boys. Fight me, because I don't feel no pain and I don't give a damn. And I'll take all you guys." I got my amateur stance. I was ready to take them all out. And everyone like, "Oh, wait a minute." And ever since then, whenever the boys would go to places, right, they would have me be their like DD, designated driver, because they knew I'd look out for them if messes the fan. So, oh man, but yeah, I was just at that point, if you've been after a match where you're just banged up so bad, you just don't give a damn. Just don't like whatever.
Yeah, I've been there. I worked. I'm trying to remember the fellow's name. He worked for WVWA. Johnny Hard.
Yeah.
I did a hardcore match with him. It's actually my very first ever hardcore match as pro.
Mm-hmm.
And that guy, man, he made me look like $1 million.
That's awesome.
I mean, I was hitting him with shit, and I mean, he was selling it, and then he would hit me, and I would sell for him, because I was always big on good storytelling. Being a Bret Hart fan, big
Absolutely.
on storytelling. And he was so soft with his hits, but you couldn't tell. I mean, they looked so good in the way I sold them. And I remember me and him sitting in the hotel that night, and I was like drinking and drinking and drinking. And he told me, he says, man, he says, you're heading on a downward spiral in the business. And I said, what do you mean? He said, I'm watching you drink yourself to death. He says, I've been watching you do painkillers, blah, blah, blah. He said, you're hanging out with the wrong people. I said, well, isn't that hardcore? He says, no, hardcore is saying no and trying to live to see tomorrow. That's hardcore.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it, man. Yeah, and you just brought it up, man. You don't see that art anymore hardly these days. Giving and taking and making each other look like $1 million in the ring and telling that story. You don't see that much anymore. And it's so sad because that's how we drew money. I mean, that's how we made a name for ourselves. That's how we brought business up. And you see some of these matches now, and it's like, good Lord, it's like they're going against the grain. Whether you think
Right.
if they would just work with each other, can you just imagine how much better the matches would be nowadays?
I think it was like 2008 or whatever. I remember that's when I met Lord Zoltan. Actually did the same show with him. And me and Zoltan were talking, and I explained to him like how I love to tell good stories when I'm in the ring, and he was like, well, that's the way it's supposed to be done. And there was a couple other greenhorns that were on that show, that RWA show in PA. So I'm sitting there and I'm talking to these guys about the guy I'm supposed to work with, another greenhorn. I'm like, look, man, let's do this, this, and this. And I'm trying to put together like a WrestleMania fucking match, for fucking like 200 people. And I had like some of the old timers, like not really old timers, but guys who've got 3, 4, 5 years underneath their belt or whatever. They're coming up to me, cussing me out because I want to tell a good story. They're like, you're the popcorn match. Who gives a shit? I'm like, I do. I don't give a shit for those 6 people that may be sitting there who don't have $3 to go buy a bucket of popcorn, but they want to see the crazy tattooed guy wearing the ICP shirt go in here and fight his ass off and tell a great story.
Right. But see, that's the misconception about some newer people listening. They don't understand, because but like in the old school days, we're taught that the first match is probably the most, next to the main event, the most important match on the show because it dictates the pace of the rest of the card. Right. I mean, so what you do in the first match, that sets the bar. You know what I mean? So the first match is so important and so crucial to the way the rest of the show goes. So, man, you're absolutely right about that.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and I was one of those guys, man. Like, if I was working you and you were like, I want to do this to you, I was like, okay, you can do all that to me. I don't care. Because you being the veteran, then I wait for you to say, well, okay, well, what do you want to do? I would never, ever, ever. And seeing a lot of these young guys, I still see it today. These young guys, they were like, well, okay, well, you're going to do this to me. Well, I want to do this, this, and this. Really? You think so? How long you been doing this, man?
And see, that's the thing. You can't put together a match by this index 5, chapter 16, whatever, because when you get out there in front of people, sometimes you go in there with a game plan, but a lot of times you have to like change up and improv your game plan to adjust to what's happening out there in front of the people, because you know yourself, when you get out there, it's a much different story to just put it in the back. It's always good to have a game plan, but when you go out there, it's always good to adjust accordingly, right? So, because you never know.
That's why I always say tie-ups and headlocks are the best fucking thing ever invented.
Amen, brother.
You tie up somebody, crowd's kind of stinking on what the hell you've already done, then you change it up right there. There's been moments where I had to do that.
And the thing is, and some of the talent sometimes kind of go by the people, but really, honestly, we're the puppet masters. We're the ones that dictate and tell the story, right? We're the storytellers. The audience are there to be a part of our story. So we're the ones that carry them on our journey. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can't. When I left West Virginia, I tried to get booked here in Maryland, and man, here is completely different to West Virginia because West Virginia, there's no such thing as a license except for
No,
drug.
right?
Here they want you to have a license,
Mm,
and so that was like a headache trying to get that.
yeah.
I started looking on the internet, and there was these. I probably shouldn't even tell this story because it's probably gonna get a bunch of people in trouble. But you know what? It's been over 10 years. Who cares? There's a bunch of these young guys up in Baltimore who could work amazing in a ring. I mean, I'm talking about like 5-star matches. Come to find out, they were all backyard kids.
Oh wow.
They were renting a ring in Baltimore, and no, it wasn't Maryland Championship Wrestling. So that narrows it down. Anyhow, they were renting this ring in a building, like once a month or twice a month. But some of these guys, like I would go down there and I'd work with these guys because like, they had that passion. Because like I started noticing around 2008, 2009, a lot of guys were losing the passion for the business. It's like they were there to collect a paycheck and see what kind of rats they could get. Like I remember sitting there and I was like talking to somebody, about Bret Hart stories. Now we're going to talk about Bret Hart and Dynamite Kid. And these guys, they'd walk by fucking marks. Y'all are fucking marks. That's all y'all are. You're trying to get into a business, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, at this moment, yeah, I'm a Dynamite Kid, Bret Hart mark. Fuck you, type deal.
Right.
I have a passion for this. Like, when I was, 4 or 5 years old, sitting on the floor watching the NWA on 54, my dream was to be the NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
Right. You know what? Honestly, the whole misconception, and some people use mark as a negative tone, man. If you want to know the honest truth, we're all marks, man. From the wrestlers to the time. I mean, if you're not a mark for this business, then you should go do something else or be a part of something else, because that's what it's all about. I mean, you have to be passionate about our business to be successful. You know what I mean?
But I tell you one thing, man. You look at wrestling in the past 20 years; it has changed so much. Like some of the stuff in the day, like I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, there's no way in hell 20 years ago that shit would have happened.
No.
Like
if I've done over half the stuff I've seen these people do nowadays in their matches, I would have had my ass handed to me by the old timers. They would ring me a new one.
Still there?
Hey.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was Bushwhacker Luke trying to call me.
Oh, cool.
But I had to swipe him away. I told him I'd do his interview at 8. But shit. What were we oh yeah. Could you picture like somebody trying to pull like an Orange Cassidy 20 years ago?
Oh man.
That's what people don't understand, why Jim Cornette gets so freaking mad, like, and calls him my little dog Pac. It's like, come on, man. Like, I'm 40 years old. I'm probably about a little bit older than Orange Cassidy, but even I don't think that's cool.
Did you see what Dana Brooke called Jim Cornette a mark?
Yeah. Oh, isn't that cute? She learned herself a word.
Oh man, I was rolling. You know what Jim's response was to Dana in his blog? He said, Dana made a remark like, you wouldn't say it to my face, right? And Cornette said, I would, but I would have to look at you.
Right. I was actually listening to that this morning.
Jimmy kills me, man. He kills me.
I love that guy, man. Jim Cornette. His co-host, what's that guy's name? Brian Ladd.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't care for him too much. He just, like, when he talks, he just makes me feel depressed. And then I wait for Jim Cornette to say something so I can feel good about myself again.
Jimmy will say a few things sometimes, and Brian will kind of grunt a little bit.
And then when Jim starts talking about, like pizza, oh my God, hear them two argue over pizza.
Pizza. Oh, I love Jimmy.
How much of this am I supposed to drink? Yeah, I'm getting ready to take some medicine as we're talking.
Okay.
Anyhow, yeah, but the reason why our video took so long to get done today is I've been having these pains like right underneath my sternum in my back.
Yeah.
It felt like somebody, like not like somebody's pushing onto my sternum. It feels like there's somebody pushing against it, like pushing it out.
Right. I know my allergies have been kicking my butt lately.
Oh yeah. I don't know about West Virginia. I know here we had pollen flying all over the place that it was actually changing the color of the sky. Like it looked almost gray.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. I thought a tornado was going
up here too. Yeah, I know that feeling, man.
And I was like, oh no, that's all we need is a damn tornado during this whole pandemic.
Right. Oh, one thing at a time, please. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, Trey, I'm gonna have to wrap this up, man. Hopefully, we can get you back on the show again.
I'd love to.
It's always fun talking to you, especially about the business and everything.
Same here, brother.
But it's good talking to you. If you want to go ahead and put out your Facebook information, Twitters, Instagrams, all that technology stuff, feel free.
Absolutely. The official website is thestro.com, thestro.com. Facebook, Stro the Maestro. Twitter, @thestro. Instagram, Stro Maestro. Subscribe to my YouTube channel at youtube.com/Stro Maestro. I'm on Twitch, twitch.tv/RealPapaStro. And podcast in the room every Tuesday night at 9 on VOCNation.com, and WCW Retro every Thursday night at 9 on VOCNation.com. And thank you guys for all your support. You're awesome. God bless.
All right, sure. Have a great day, buddy. See ya.
You too, brother.